Hi, my name is Nur Elisha Azom Kiniskan. So first of all, I would like to give synopsis about our title, which is Watch Out Your Step. Once upon a time, there was a boy named Mike, known for his stubborn nature and consistent disregard for the advice of his parents and teachers. One day, like any other, Mike went to school. At first, he started by paying attention to the class and learning something, but after a while, he already lost in thought, daydreaming and eagerly anticipating the end of the school day so he could play with his friends. As the bell rang, signaling the end of the school session, Mike swiftly got up from his chair, ready to head home. He walked out of the classroom toward the school gate, where he noticed a crowd of students bustling out. As Mike attempted to cross the road, he spotted his friend cross the street, waving at him with excitement. Completely caught up in his enthusiasm, Mike failed to look left or right before crossing the road. However, just as he took a few steps forward, a man suddenly grabbed his hand from behind. Startled, Mike turned to face the man, only to witness a speeding car screech to a hard right in front of them. This unexpected incident saved Mike from being hit. In conclusion, the incident served as a reminder for Mike and everyone else to always look both ways before crossing the road.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Nuri Kalisa, and now we will jump into the details of each storyboard scene. My part is the beginning of the story, where the scene will shows the school environment that Mike attend. Then, next scene unfolds, showing Mike, who is mischievous, walking along the corridor to go to his classroom. Initially, in the classroom, he learns something and pays attention to the teaching. However, as time goes on, he begins to lose focus and start daydreaming. He can't wait the class to be over. Then, after the class ended, the school bell rang. Okay, for this scene, it shows the school that Mike attend. The camera framing is long shot, where it shows the schools from the front side. Then, for camera angle of the scene, we use eye level shot, which means the camera is positioned at eye level. Then, for the camera movement, we use dolly, which is dolly in, so that the camera in this scene will move near to the school. Next, this scene shows the buildings of Mike's class. The camera framing for this scene is extreme wide shot. This is to show the view of the Mike's class building. Then, for the camera angle, we use high angle shot, where this is to show the view of the school's building from high angle. For the camera movement, we use zoom shot so that the camera will zoom in and focus on one of the classes on the third floor. Move to the next scene. This scene shows that Mike is walking along the corridor. The camera framing is long shot because it shows that Mike is walking along the corridor and will enter his class. Then, for the camera angle, we use canted shot. It is to show that Mike is walking to enter his class. For the camera movement, we use tracking shot so that the camera will track Mike's movement from the walking along the corridor until he enter the class. For this fourth scene, it shows that Mike is learning in his class. For the camera framing, it is a medium shot because the camera will only capture from Mike's face to Mike's head. So it is a medium shot. Then for the camera angle, we use canted shot. It is used to show that Mike is learning and pay attention in class. For the camera movement, we use tracking shots so that the camera will track Mike's hand movement when he is writing. Then for this scene, it shows that Mike is daydreaming while looking at the windows. For the camera framing, it is medium shot. It will show only from Mike's waist until his head, and also shows that Mike is currently daydreaming while looking at the window beside him. Then, for the camera angle, we use canted shot. It used to show that Mike is daydreaming in the class. For the camera movement, we use zoom shot. It is to zoom in and focusing on Mike's daydreaming. Lastly, the scene from my part is when the school's bell is ringing. The camera framing is medium shot and it is focusing on the ringing bell beside the class name. Then for the camera angle, we use canted shot so that it can show the ringing bell. For the camera movement, we use zoom shot so that it can zoom in and focusing on the main subject, which are the ringing bell beside the class name. That is all from me. Thank you for listening, and I will pass this presentation to the next presenter, which is Hidayah.
Hello, I am Daya. I will continue the storyboard for part 2. This scene is a continuous of the previous scene where Mike quickly get up from his chairs, pick up his school bag and walk out of the classroom. Before leaving the classroom, he waved happily toward his teachers. Mike walks out of the classroom towards the doors. At the gate, it can be seen that many students are walking out to go home. Next, in this scene, for camera framing, we use long shot focusing on Mike get up from the chairs. For camera angle, we use high angle shot to show the classroom surrounding. For camera movement, we use zoom shot and make the camera movement zoom out to see Mike standing up from the chair. Next, in this scene, for camera framing, we use full shot focusing on Mike walking to the classroom door. For camera angle, we use a canted shot. It is to show that Mike is walking out his class. For camera movement, we use dolly shot to focus on Mike wave to his teacher and he went to leave the classroom. Next, in this scene, for camera framing, we use wide shot focusing on Mike walking out of the classroom. For camera angle, we use canted shot. It is to show that Mike walking out his class. For camera movement, we use tracking shot used to focusing on Mike walking to the school gate. Next, in this scene, for camera framing, we use long shot. This shows Mike's school gate is open. For camera angle, we use eye level shot. The camera is positioned at eye level. For camera movement, we use dolly shot. Dolly in, the camera will move near to the school gate. In this scene, for camera framing, we use long shot. It shows that the gate of Mike's school is open and students are walking out of the school gate to go home. For camera angle, we use eye level shot. The camera is positioned at eye level. For camera movement, we use dolly shot. Dolly in, the camera will move near to the school gate and see the student walking out of the school gate.
Hello, I'm Farah. I will continue this storyboard for part 3. This is a continuation of the previous page where Mike has already finished his school and exited the school premise. In front of the school gate, Mike saw his friend and waved to his friend across the street. He was so excited to meet his friend, without realizing that there was a fast car near him. Mike, without looking left or right, wanted to run across the street. For this scene, the camera framing is full shot, to focusing on Mike standing in front of the school gate. For camera angle, use canted shot. It is to show that Mike had just finished school that day. For camera movement, this scene use dolly shot which dolly in. The camera will be focusing on Mike standing in front of school gate. Next, in this scene, for camera framing, use medium long shot, focusing on Mike and his friend waving to each other. For camera angle, use over the shoulder shot to show the Mike revealing part of the backside of their head and shoulder in front of gate school. And focus on another character, his friend, that facing the camera in the background. For camera movement, use dolly shot, which dolly in, used to focusing on Mike while waving to his friend. Next, in this scene, for camera framing, use medium shot to focusing on Mike wave to his friend excitedly. For camera angle, use eye level shot, used to show that Mike wave his hands. For camera movement, use dolly shot, which dolly in, used to focusing on Mike wave his hands while shouting. Next, for camera framing for this scene is wide shot to focusing on that location, which is the road and that fast car. The camera angle is high angle shot, used to show that a car on the road was too fast. For camera movement for this scene is tracking shot, used to focusing on the speed car from side of the car. Next, camera framing for this scene is close-up shot, focusing on Mike's shoes, which is leg, while crossing the road. For camera angle, use canted shot, used to show that Mike on the zebra crossing wants to cross the street. For camera movement, use dolly shot, which is dolly out, used to focusing on that Mike's shoes while walking on the zebra crossing.
The following is a continuation from the previous scene, where when Mike stepped by step forward through the zebra crossing, Mike's hand was suddenly grabbed by a security guard. Mike looked back with a surprised reaction. Then, Mike looked back ahead and noticed a car speeding towards him. Mike was very shocked and scared. The car driver noticed Mike's existence and did his best to slow down and brake his car suddenly. Eventually, the car was able to stop and Mike survived being hit by the car. The security guard took Mike to the side of the road and advised Mike. Mike was so relieved that he was safe from the incident. In this scene, for camera framing, use close-up shot that focusing on someone pulling Mike's hand suddenly from behind while crossing the road. The camera angle is point of view, which used to show that Mike's hand was pulled by someone. And the camera movement is zoom shot that focusing on the main subject, which is Mike's hand pulled from behind. Next, the camera framing for this scene is medium long shot. This shows that Mike looked back when Mike wanted to walk forward while his hand was pulled. The camera angle is canted shot. It shows that Mike was walking forward and looking back. For the camera movement is dolly shot, which is dolly in. The camera focusing on Mike looked back in shock to see who was pulling his hand from behind. This is the next scene that I do. The camera framing that I use for this scene is a long shot. This long shot shows Mike walking across the zebra crossing and a car is speeding towards him. The camera angle is canted shot, which is used to show that Mike realized the presence of a car coming towards him while his hand was still not released by someone. The camera movement is zoom shot when the camera will be focusing on the driver of the car that was getting closer and faster towards Mike. Next, the camera framing for this scene is medium close-up that focusing on Mike's face was shocking with fear. We use eye level shot for camera angle because the camera is positioned at eye level. Camera movement is dolly shot. This camera zoom to point at his face reaction. The second last scene is use medium shot. For camera framing, which is focusing on the car that tries to brake and stop the car. The camera angle is point of view. When camera focuses on the car that wants to stop, while the camera movement is zoom shot, which is the camera will zoom in and focus on the driver that really tries to slow down and brake the car. The camera framing for this last scene is used long shot. This shot shows Mike and the security guard standing on the side of the road. The camera angle is canted shot that shows the security guard stood on the side of the road giving advice to Mike, while the camera movement is zoom shot, which is the camera will zoom in and focus Mike, who was relieved.
Thank you.